The other part of what you just said in your answer, you talked about Christian just war theory. That implies two things: that you hold that, and therefore your view of war must be a faith-based view of war, if you please. What does a Christian view of war? What does just war theory imply?
Well, it's been written a long time ago, but Augustine and Aquinas addressed it. The early leaders in the Catholic Church wrote about not ever starting an aggressive war and always resorting to negotiations and doing your very best and always responding in a proportionate manner and always having the proper authority. And we haven't fulfilled any of those requirements under the just war theory. We went in to enforce UN resolution. The Congress didn't enforce it. They had not attacked us, and it's disproportionate to what we were supposed to be doing because there was no danger to our country. So according to the just war theory, this war and many of our wars have not been justified.
Which begs the next question. I apologize, friends. I want to get to our phone lines as possible, as quickly as possible. But that response, that answer merits the follow-up response. So if we can't preemptively strike, and war is by definition self-defense, and you're against fascism when our own country practices, how do we defend ourselves? What is the appropriate mechanism to deal with the rise of radical Islamo-fascism that views the West, the United States, Christianity in general to be a mortal enemy that has to be subdued?
Well, you have to see it in proportion to the danger. Probably before 9/11, there might have been 300 or 400 Al-Qaeda that were that dedicated. As a matter of fact, only 19 committed the ultimate attack, So you have to see it proportionally. Why not, let's say if it was even bigger than 300 or 400. There's probably several thousand now because we did the wrong thing and we went over there and did exactly what Osama bin Laden enjoyed because we increased his recruiting ability. But we should treat our enemies, the bad guys, like we treated the Soviets. Be strong and make sure they don't attack us. Face up to them when they came into Cuba, but also talk to them. At the height of the crisis in 1960s, Kennedy talked to Khrushchev, and we took our missiles out of Turkey, and we didn't have a nuclear war. And they had 40,000 nuclear weapons. Even Khrushchev came here and pounded the shoe, and we will bury you. How could that be more confrontational? He had the ability to do it. I mean, these few Islam fascists, most members of the Islam faith are not violent people. And so this is a small minority of individuals. But for us to just provoke them and make the situation worse, they don't have a country. They're in charge of no country. They have no army. Terrorists are very, very weak people because they don't have a political or a military base, but they have determination and they have hatred built up in their hearts. But it's a response to somebody provoking them. And this makes the difference. So we have to know that we're not dealing with the Soviet system because they're very weak. But we have to understand that if we don't understand the motives, we cannot solve the problems of terrorism and the threat that they pose to us. If we assume that they come here because we're Christians and we're free and prosperous, I don't think we can solve the problem. It's just going to get worse.